YouTube crew, what is going on? And welcome back. Now today is for my PC players, and I always get asked about my graphics settings, so I finally decided to make a YouTube video taking you through my graphics settings and my NVIDIA filters and how I make my game look so crystal clear. So as always, if you find this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let's go hashtag NVIDIA down in the comments below for the algorithm. If you are looking to continue getting better at Warzone, make sure you are subscribed with that notification bell turned on so you don't miss any videos. Let's get into it. Okay, so let me go ahead and break down exactly what I was looking to do with my graphics in terms of settings and NVIDIA filters. Now, I do have a 3070 graphics card, which is very good and ultimately allows me to get what I wanted, which was quality meets performance. I want my game to look really good. I want it to look colorful. I want it to look vibrant. I want it to look clear and clean. And then I want it to run well also. I want it to run smoothly. I get around 140 to 180 frames per second, which works perfect for me. You know, it probably could be higher if I sacrifice some of that quality, but it's just not what I want to do. I like my game looking clean. So here's ultimately what we're looking at. Now, let's go ahead and start at the top here. As I said, 3070 graphics card. We are running full screen. Make sure you have it in full screen. Screen refresh rate, make sure you have this set. Make sure your monitor can handle the output. You know, if I'm running a 60 screen refresh rate and I'm putting out 140 frames per second on my PC, then I'm not really optimized. I'm only getting 60 frames per second. In terms of render resolution, make sure you have this at 100. And then let's just kind of scroll down. We'll skip all, this stuff and get down to the really good stuff. I do run enabled plus boost for the NVIDIA Reflex low latency. Now, streaming quality. I have this on normal. You can run this on low, but for me, again, I like to favor a little bit of the texture quality over the performance. Texture resolution, I actually have this on low. I don't care for my game to be this clear in terms of like little surfaces. I don't need that. But when I put it on very low, I notice that the grass, and this is going to sound really kind of like a minute detail here, the grass doesn't render in. It's really weird. It doesn't look good. So I like to keep mine on low as opposed to very low. Now, in terms of the kind of these things right here, the texture filter anisotropic, whoo, that's a mouthful. I have that on high, which basically just gives me a little bit more detail. Particle quality on low. Again, when there's explosions and stuff, I don't need this to look crystal clear. Bullet impacts and sprays enabled. This is just a minor little thing that can help every once in a while. There's not really a frame per second penalty on it or anything. So you never know when understanding where bullets are or where they're basically where they landed could help you. So I have that on. Tessellation I have on all. And then let's go ahead and keep scrolling down here. Now, all of the shadow and lighting I have disabled and stuff. I don't need any of that, and it does affect your frames per second. So I have all of this stuff low and disabled. I don't need the shadows to look crystal clear. I don't need to cache the spot in the sun shadows. So all of these things are turned all the way down. Now, a few other kind of big things that I want to talk about. I do have the DLSS off. I have not had any success with that or spent a ton of time researching in terms of what the ideal way to do it is. All I know is myself and a bunch of other content creators as well, haven't had much success in finding higher frames per second by having this on. So I have it disabled. Anti-aliasing, you can turn this on if you want, but I ultimately have it off. Depth of field, I have disabled. Weapon and world motion blur, make sure you have that disabled. That is crucial in terms of tracking people and just clarity of the game. You don't want your game to look like this when you're spinning. It's going to cause you to get a headache. So turn that off, and then film grain all the way down. Make sure you have that on 0 as well. So now let's go ahead and get into the filters that I'm running to make my game look beautiful. Okay, so as I'm dropping in here again, you can just kind of see how good the game looks, and you can see how my frames are reacting. I have a very good frame rate. I'm going to try to land up here and kind of not die at all so that I can ultimately keep showing you this stuff. So, right here, I'm running 180 frames per second. Granted, I'm not moving, but, the game looks very good. It looks very colorful. Let me turn off my filters as opposed to that. That's the other option there. So I do run filters. Again, it is a benefit of being on PC. So let's go ahead and break down exactly what my filters are that I'm running. First up, in terms of exposure, I just have this at 0. As you can see, it just makes it super bright, super dark. So I don't really need much of that. That's going to stay right around 0, -1 maybe. Contrast, this just makes kind of the color pop a little bit more. I found the sweet spot to be right around 15% for me. And what I do want to say about this is, look, give these a shot. Go ahead, drop into Plunder. Plunder's probably the best way, or maybe drop into Rebirth and drop top tower like I am and just kind of sit up here and play around with your filters a little bit. Try try to see what works best for you. In terms of highlights, I'm going negative 52% right here. You can see just a little bit of a difference there, but I found the sweet spot to be right around negative 52. Shadows makes a huge difference in terms of the clarity of it. It really takes that fog out of Rebirth. So I put that all the way up to 100. And then for Gamma, again, just that brightness and darkness. So I settled in right around 12% here. Right around there. Again, it could be plus or minus a few points here, but you really see the difference there in terms of what we're doing with the Gamma. So right around 12%. Let's go ahead and go into color. And I'm just going to keep moving here just to really make sure that I don't get booted. Now, for color, kind of 4 different things here. And again, I talked a lot about how I like my game to be colorful and be vibrant. So for the tint color, oh, there's somebody flying in. Please don't shoot me. So for tint color, we're going to sit here at around 14%. You can see this kind of adds like a weird green and kind of goes through this, I guess, color palette almost. So we're going to settle in right around 12% here. Just give it a little bit of color, but not too much that it's overbearing. Tint intensity now, we definitely don't want to do that. Good luck with your eyes. Sorry about that. I'll take that away. So we're going to settle in right around, again, around 12, 13, 14%. That kind of keeps it colorful, keeps it crystal clear. Now, temperature, again, we're going to leave this right at 0. That just makes it really weird. This is the one that I really like. I like my game to be vibrant. So I actually bumped this pretty high up. That's 0. So I bump this. I don't go all the way up to 100 where it's like super colorful. I probably could if I wanted to, but I go right around 74%, somewhere in that range, just because I really, really like it to be colorful. Okay, last thing we're going to add here is our details. So first things first, sharpen. I don't go 100 here. I go around 39%. As you can see here, it is very rigid right there. So I pull this back a little bit, go around 39%, and then we jump into clarity. Again, taking away that fog, right? That fog here this keeps it crystal clear. So we're going to settle in right around 19% there, maybe even 20%. Bloom, this is going to be 0. Again, you see what bloom does there. Just really kind of adds this white out effect to it. So we're going to take that completely out, not anything there. And HDR toning, this is going to be around 84%. As you can see how dark it is there. So we're going to add in, we're going to go pretty high up. We're not going to go fully to 100. We're going to sit it right around 84%. Now, I'm going to put all 3 of those on the screen so you have a snapshot of what filters I am running here, but you really get a good sense of what the game looks like here. Obviously crystal clear, and now I go ahead and get shot, but that's okay. I'm going to leave this on the screen for you. Try it out for yourself. See what works best. It might need a slight adjustment, one way or the other in terms of being in buildings or being, out in the open. So just play with it a little bit, see what works best for you. Hope you found today's video helpful. Let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.